Fellas, it can't be no such thing as a traditional relationship. Funny thing happened this morning. My uncle called me, right? And this particular uncle, this is my youngest uncle living here, about 18, 19 years older than me. He turning 65 July. So, he kind of reflected. And he got a young wife, wife in her probably late 20s, something like that. So, ideally, you would think in a traditional relationship, that may not be what's deemed as a traditional relationship. The point is, he's having a few issues with his wife. He hadn't been married that long. But when you think about it, maybe tradition might be considering when you both are young coming up together. That might be considered tradition. Dog, none of that's tradition, because as I was having this conversation with my uncle, it made me think about, my grandfather and his father. And of course, I seen my grandmother be submissive to my grandfather, but at that point, when you look back, the stories came out about him. The other family across town, grandma never left. She knew every bit of it. Women won't do that today. That was more of a tradition back then. And then his father outlived two wives. And then my grandfather's mother, she lived to be 96. That was the last wife. So again, what is tradition? When we talking about coming from a broken history, a broken culture, a legacy of a people that we were before we start getting in all of these situational ships with these more or less European type style relationships, the romance, that's like really not a lot of systems that more native people have, because we was more tribal. The dudes went out here, the women went out here. So it's like, what are we talking about? Tradition, y'all. Shit was put together, and it wasn't uncommon for men to have more than one wife. So what is tradition? There ain't no such thing as a traditional relationship. Straight up, gentlemen. Uncle OGT Love, just sharing my thoughts with y'all this fine day. Peace and bliss. Uncle OGT Love. Sub to the page, man.